So I just started a hike back where I shot my buck this last fall. Try to find some sheds, make a video maybe. So stay tuned. So I just hiked up here, up on top. There's literally deer in the field. I've never seen this before. There's a lot of deer. There's probably about 20-30 deer out here in the field right now. And they're muleys or whiteys. I'm trying to get to a spot where I want to look for sheds, and I don't want to bust these deer out of their habits and stuff. But kind of got to do it, so. But this is pretty cool. I love coming out here, seeing their winter range. There's snow all up in the higher mountains here. Snow down the lowlands kind of melted off, so I can actually get up here. I've been wanting to get up here where I shot my buck for probably a couple weeks now, at least. Probably a month, probably. But it's kind of cool to see all these deer out feeding at, I don't know, probably 2:30, or no, more like 3:30 probably now. And it's cool. I love seeing deer, even if they're just does. So stay tuned, because you're watching Hills and High Water. So I'm actually back up where I actually shot my deer last fall. So I'm gonna take you through how I did it, how I shot this deer, and what I basically went through. So I was probably right about here, and over there on that ridge, that snowy ridge right here, there's a few does, and immediately I dropped down right here in this wheat field, and I took my pack off, got my gun, and I started crawling. So I basically crawled from right here to where this line, where this ridge is, and I basically crawled from here to there, which is probably about 75 to 100 yards, maybe. So, then I got to over here, which, give me a second, because I'm trying to go slow. I'm still trying to shed hunt and not trying to blow these deer out of their patterns. Because when you get up to this ridge line where the sage meet the wheat here, it drops down into a big ravine, I guess you can say. But basically just a valley. So I got to this ridge line, which that fence, it runs right there, and this way that's public, and the other side is private, which is Ted Turner's land. And I crawled from way back there somewhere to right here, and I got to here, and there was deer basically on that private right there, and there's deer in that ravine right here and up on that field. And then I'll zoom in for y'all from that last tree on the right there was five bucks, and one of them was the buck I was chasing, and he was probably 100, maybe he was pushing 150 inches. He was big, and I was just laying down. I actually did a Facebook Live and did some Snapchats and Instagram stuff, and just watching this buck, and all of a sudden they got up. And I'm like, oh, here they come. Then all of a sudden here comes an ATV from Ted Turner's land, busted these deer out and up and over on his land, of course. And basically I was just sitting here. Then right there on the corner where there's basically three fences meet, there was deer bedded down right there. A couple does, and there's 2 bucks, and one of them was the buck I shot. So I basically come up here, and actually here's a shell casing. Here is my shell casing. Right here. Federal Premium 300 Winchester short mag. Left it here. Thought I picked them all up. But I basically got to here. Shot once, shot twice, shot 3 times. Then I got to here. Got to this rock. Got to this rock right here. And these deer are just up there. So they're basically probably right there when I shot, and basically shot 2 more times. On the last shot, I hit him good, and I came over here to the ridge. Hopefully there's no deer right here, but basically got over this ridge right here and watched them bed down. And I watched them bed down, and basically I thought he was gonna bleed out and die. So I'm like, sweet, all right. So I called up a few buddies, and the only one that basically answered their phone was my buddy Mike Sherwood, and he's like, yeah, if you come get me, and because he didn't have a car or anything, so I went and got him. I drove back probably 20 minutes to campus, came back, hiked up. This is a mile in, and hiked up here, and I was looking where he was at, because he was bedded down right there in that thicket. He was bedded down right there in that thicket, and by the time we got back, he got up and he was walking down this road, this little spur road right here, and he stopped right there on that tree. And I basically pulled my gun out, jacked the shell in, and Mike's like, hey, just take your time. And I took my time. I got right on him, let one go, and put it high shoulder, and he dropped right there, and he was dead by the time I got down into him. Because, I mean, if you look, I mean, straight down from me, it's a steep one. I mean, it took us probably by the time we got him gutted out and up, it took us probably an hour just to drag him up this hill, because I didn't feel like big gaming him. Mike didn't bring his pack. The only one that had a pack was me, and it was a long night. Let's just say that. It probably took us 2.5 hours just to get this buck out of here, dragging him whole. Well, not whole, gutted him out, dragged him, and that was probably the worst drag job I've ever done. But I mean, I'll give you guys a look at how steep this hill is. I mean, it is a steep MFer. I tell you that right now. And I told Mike if he drug it up, I owe him a steak dinner. And sure enough, I owe him a steak dinner, just because I am out of shape, 18-year-old, and this hill is pretty steep. I'll just show you how steep this hill is. it might not show it, but I mean, it's hands and feet trying to get up it, and Mike sure did it. I very thank him. I thank him a lot. I thank him a lot for that, and and I do the same thing for him, and and it's guys like that that I like, and and basically put down whatever they're doing and come and help you. It's basically find out who your friends are, and he's a damn good friend of mine, and I hope I see him here because he actually decided to drop out, which, hey, that's no big deal. College is not for everybody, and he's about an hour away from Bozeman East, and I'll probably see him here hopefully 2 or 3 more times before I go back home. And he's just a good guy. He really is, and and he's a badass. I'll say that. So, that is basically the story about my first Montana buck here, my first Montana deer, and it was a doozy. I'll say that. But we got her done, and now I'm back here. Heck, what is it? February 23rd, 24th, 25th? I don't remember. And it's probably been, let's see, October, November, December, January. It's been about 5 months, and the place hasn't changed, I'll tell you that. But that night, there's a little bit more blood on the ground than normal. So, that is the first ever Montana buck for Hills and High Waters Adventures, and won't be the last. I'll tell you that right now. We basically got a hunt planned for either next year or the year after, for having my mom and dad come out and do a hunt out here in Montana. So pretty excited for that. And Hills and High Water is, trust me, it's going to get bigger, and it's going to get, I don't know, more professional, I guess you can say, and get more gear, get more camera gear, hopefully get a part-time cameraman, not just myself all the time, and growing. I made goals the other night. If you guys followed me on Snapchat and stuff, I made goals for Hills and High Water, and it's goals to shoot a animal on camera this year, shoot an elk and a deer, try to get a sponsor. That's probably going to be our toughest one. What else? I mean, I had more goals, but get a sponsor is probably going to be the hardest, and probably number 1 on our list. So, yeah, 2017 is going to roll out just fine, hopefully, for us, and hopefully you guys get to see Mike Dover more, Luke Williams more, and the boys from back home more. As I get, I have probably two months, something like that, 2.5 months until I'm home for summertime, and I come back in 2 weeks for my spring break back home. And basically my spring break's gonna be pretty boring. I mean, we have the Washington State chapter for wild sheep. Basically, as soon as I get home, then I get my wisdom teeth out. So I'm gonna be out of commission for a little bit with that, and take a few days off of filming, but hopefully I can get back in the rhythm of things, and maybe get a bass video out for you guys when I'm home in the spring here. I don't know yet, but we'll see. So that's basically a year. I know this is probably going to be a boring video, but like I said, turkey season's is coming up. Hopefully do some predator hunt here soon. Maybe do some back home. Then fishing, bass fishing, then scouting for Washington season. Then I'll probably be working a lot though back home, which no big deal. Still be making videos as much as possible, and so, but no, it should be a good year. Then, you know, September rolls around and the big bugling bulls of Montana and Washington come out, and life is good. Let's just say that life is good for me. You know, I have hunting and fishing is my destiny, I think. You know, I listened to Randy Newberg last night, and I want to thank Randy Newberg again on this video, as I met him last night and actually got to talk to him afterwards and talked about Hills and High Water, and he actually knew me. Well, he knew Hills and High Water's Adventures because I'd tag him in posts, and he's like, now I can put a face to a name, which that was pretty cool for me personally, that he actually knew Hills and High Water, the name, and basically our company, and that was cool. And like I said, I want to thank him once again for actually coming in and talking with the next generation of kids for conservation efforts and this and that we talked about, and thank you once again. So I want to get back to shed hunting here, hopefully find some more sheds. Haven't found any since we went to Waterloo, so pretty excited to get out here and look around and see if I can find some sheds for y'all. So stay tuned because you're watching Hills and High Water. I was just glassing there, and there's a bunch of deer over here in this little drainage across the way, and I think it's the same deer from over here, but there's just deer everywhere. And I hiked down through that ravine on the backside here, and didn't find any sheds, and I'm basically walking this whole mile by mile section basically, and there's more deer after more deer. I mean, hillside's covered with them. So here, I'll show you them. They're probably about 15, 20 deer over here. So I'll give you guys a look. Well, that's our shed hunt for today. Didn't find any sheds. Saw a lot of deer. Saw a lot of animals. Had a good time by myself once again. You know, I don't mind going up hiking by myself. It's actually relaxing. Get away from real life and reality and stuff, and get up in these mountains and hills and just walk around, clear your mind. It's kind of cool. You guys should try it sometime. But I want to thank you guys for watching another episode of Hills and High Water's Adventures. If you haven't already, go down, hit the subscribe button. Subscribe to this channel. Like the video if you like it. Trust me, there's going to be way more videos here to come in 2017. I'm out, so until our next adventure, to our next story to tell, you're watching Hills and High Water right here on the Outdoor channel. See you guys.